Yeah. So from my perspective, having thought through this, from the experiences that I've had about the power of bringing under 18s, I mean, the Bector thing that we did, and most of the Ewing kids, they were all under 15. And there is something about having very young people with their lack of understanding about what you can and can't say. There's something about the freshness and the immediacy of what children say and how you can use that content that really grabs people by the heart. And if we can't grab people by the heart, we might as well forget everything we're doing.
Yes.
So on
Yeah.
one hand, it's been something that's frustrated me ever since I did the UN thing, because I saw what happened, and you see people suddenly becoming more human. And I think that's what you were talking, that's what we're all talking about. How do you make people feel more human? How do you get them to drop their corporate leader role and go, oh, I need to do things differently? I think there's the reason that I've spent, and I'm spending time on The Greatest Show for Earth, is I'm fascinated by the idea of taking a time when actually young people are going to find it harder and harder to find work, and taking that energy and going, fuck it, let's just get it all into one place and get them to believe that they can make a difference. Because I think there's something about the complexity and the enormity of this, that unless you get people to concentrate on the bite-sized chunks and get them to realize they can change things, they can make an impact, and actually you can model that up. And that's where it feels to me media can make the biggest change, is that we can, if the story's right, and if we're not talking about what we want to tell them, but about what they want to feel, we can, you can create experiences where people want to be part of that movement without, so that's my why.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Can I just share something based on what I've heard? We've got you're saying there's a massive undertaking to do this massive thing, and then I'm hearing, well, a lot of effective communication through media is through bite-sized chunks, and one or two sentences might just go a long way to make massive change. And if we can get the bite-sized chunks happening on a regular basis through media, that there can be a massive thing.
I agree with the opinions here that it's a huge, massive thing, but I'm talking about a pilot, about a proof of concept stage where we could show how it works. And then if some huge organization, it can be the Davos Forum, it can be BBC, it can be anyone else, wants to go on and take it on, then welcome. But I think our smaller group can try to show how it works and how we can reach power and younger people and how they can express themselves in a more open way. So I'm talking, not you guys are talking, Shireen and Katz, you're talking about the huge project. I'm saying, why don't we try a pilot, a proof of concept that shows how it works? And if it works, there'll be others who can buy it, take it, not commercialize it, hopefully, but make it work. You see where I'm going?
Exactly.
Katz, you get my gist?
Oh, I completely do. Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's, so what's the pilot? So what do we do? And how do we do it in a way whereby we're really clear about what impact do we have to generate with that pilot to prove to who at what stage? So that to me, it's a strategic planning piece. It's not just doing a thing and seeing how it works. It's
Right.
what are we going to
Okay.
do and see? And actually, if we're going to go down the kind of agile way of doing things, we should probably try a couple of things and see what works best. But either way, we just need to be sure about what it is we're trying to do and what good looks like. 100%, yeah.
Anyone else? Bartura, are you on? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, I would say that until we talk to some people outside this circle from different age groups, will be fairly
Right.
hard to understand what is our value proposition, because we sort of like we don't have anywhere to bounce it. It's you know, I think we can come up with some really good ideas, but I think we need some external sort of input to understand what it is. I would still say that the inquiry in terms of the movement building needs to be around what is the most effective impact under the limited resources that we have, and how do we create a movement in that context. And that will be an interesting exploration. If we ask some other people from different sort of places, say, hey, we want to do something, we have some ideas, what do you think about that? And what do you think about it? And we'll be more informed after that process to be
Are you
able to
talking about
maybe
between
proceed
age?
to the next stage. Pardon?
Are you talking about between old and young, Michael, or different people? I mean, I'm just looking at the people that we have. There's someone from South Africa,
I'm
someone
talking
from
about having a
Toronto,
conversation
someone
with a
from
group.
London, someone from Israel, and someone from ex-South African. Are you talking about different
We're all
age
white,
groups?
middle-aged people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
White,
so
middle-class, middle-aged people. That's what we are.
okay,
And I
okay.
do think that there is other voices to be listened to and engaged with. And some of them are activists in that space already, and it will be silly not to kind of talk to people
I
who have
agree.
done a lot of work in
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
agree.
also
So-
find out what works and what doesn't. It's like there's been so much energy and love put into exactly what we're trying to do. So we should be learning from them and making
So
sure
is the discussion to say, should we bring indigenous people in, young people, old people? Who should we actually bring in to get relevant ideas that we can leverage the most?
Definitely.
To get
The
that.
more
So
diversity, the
what's
better.
the okay? So let's, as a result of doing this, maybe part of the forum is, let's create a forum where we can ask those relevant questions and actually identify who our audience actually is, that we can provide a number of think tanks where we can understand and get out of the discussion that information. We've got the vehicle of which to ask those questions through a range of think tanks that we can have online. And maybe that should be the discussion of our forum in November.
And
So you
it
mean
will
a
be
very-
interesting. Sorry, go on, David.
No, if we're all on the same page, so it should be a forum that has all the diversity that we're missing right now, age-wise, color-wise, and so on.
Exactly. To get 20, let's get 80 people in a room, 20 between the age of 15 to 20, 20 between the age of 20 to 30, 20 between the 20, like 20 of each age group. And in each of that age group have 5, 5, 5, 5. So we actually have all the diverse people of each age group and create a forum where we can ask those relevant questions and put them in think tanks.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, and I think as far as the forum goes, there are some pretty damned powerful formats that you can use to make sure the people in the room own the forum, and that you're just providing a framework whereby they're having a really
That's what we've nailed. So we've actually nailed that format with BBG. So we've got that forum absolutely nailed. We do that like 17 times a month. That's sort of what we bring to the table, where we'll have like a subject followed by a group of think tanks. And then in each of the think tanks, let's say we have 100 people, we'll have 20 think tanks of 5 people in each think tank. And then from that discussion, a member of each think tank will come out and share those ideas.
The question is, how diverse is it then? Not just the formula, but how diverse is the audience that is sitting there? That is the key question now.
Exactly. So we have to define who we want in that forum, and then we'll find those people. So we'll say we need 5. In each country, in each city, you tell me who we want in the forum that will be able to give us that relevant information. And our job, being this group, will find the relevant people to come into this group. And I don't think it'll be a difficult thing. I think we'll get an amazing group of humans.
So we'll have people from Canada, England, South Africa, and Australia, obviously.
And the UK.
I said London.
Anyway, anywhere
Oh,
you want,
yeah,
anywhere you
yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Get those people, and if you do that, then that's the opportunity. You know, that maybe that will be a fantastic forum.
I think.
Do you agree, Michael? What do you think of that? And will that solve solve the problem of getting a diverse view of where we should go? Maybe that's the question that we should pose at that forum.
Put on your sound.
Yes, I think it will be good to bounce it with different groups of people, and I think BBG actually is naturally positioned to invite a variety of people into those conversations. So it will be interesting to have that with the Diversity and Inclusion Forum, or maybe aim for Next Tech Forum to invite a whole lot of people that we think we should talk to.
No, we call it the Climate Action Forum. So this is the Climate Action Forum, and the first forum that we have will have a range of speakers that will speak for 40 minutes. It could be Katz, it could be Shireen, it could be Herman, it could be David. Just each of them, it could be Jan. Each of us talk for 5 minutes or whatever it might be. Share what we're trying to achieve. This is the why, and this is what it is. And then give a few fire starters. Give a few fire starters and get them into a forum and a think tank for them to go and share information and come up with solutions.
Yeah, but from the get-go, even the presenters have to be diverse.
Of course. You tell me who the speakers are.
We are too similar. We are too similar.
Whoever the speakers are, I agree. It doesn't matter who the speakers are. You tell me the type of speakers you want. Let's get Greta. Okay, let's get a Greta. Let's get a indigenous Aboriginal person. Let's get a woman from. Let's get someone from Africa. Let's get someone from Ontario, from Toronto. Let's get a red Indian. Whoever it is. Let's see who it is. Get them each to talk about their story, and then from there, get people to collaborate and say, this is what we think we should do.
Hopefully, yeah. I think it sounds like a good start. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm very aware that we're 5 minutes over an hour.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Just one last point, Victor. The guy from the Center of Optimism, Victor Perron. Is organizing a youth leadership summit in Shepparton, but it's online. It was originally meant to be in Shepparton, where he gets kids from Africa and a whole lot of bunch of people to come on board and have some conversations. And it might just be interesting to see if we can tap into one of their sessions and have that conversation. So I'll send him out an email and see if it's not too late to look for a collaboration sort of discussion there as well, just to sort of get some,
it's a great idea.
Bounce some of those ideas. Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like we've got a thing to organize or to frame. I think first to get very clear about, what we want to explore and to know and understand, who would be important to doing that. How do we frame each of the sessions to get out of it what we want? So I think there's some thinking around how we set that up and execute using your framework, Ivan. So maybe
easy.
Maybe this group can think about that and put some ideas together and then come together.
I think the two outcomes is, one, who you would want as speakers in diverse people. What are the questions that they need to ask? And the second one is how many people do you want at the forum? And what are the diverse people that you want? And then we'll basically work at getting those relevant people to the forum.
Right. All right.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you, bye. Lovely.
See ya.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.